What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Here we are, Wednesday, middle of the week. I feel like I'm trying to work on my posture these days because I feel like I'm getting tech neck.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's something I probably already have and is irreversible. You know?
I'm trying to...
I'm always looking down at my phone. So how do you reverse that?
I don't know, but I'm trying.
Start to look at your phone, but like this?
Yeah, I'm trying to just like put my head up high and put my shoulders back because my neck is killing me over the last couple days. It hurts so bad.
Do you think
I don't know if it's the way I slept or the workout.
Yeah, there's no way
that's
the reason.
No, I know, but it can't possibly help. It can't possibly help when I'm looking down. Yeah. It hurts when I look down.
That's true. But that's definitely not. And I'd be shocked if that's the cause.
And the way I sleep sometimes is like crumpled up, you know, like my neck goes in, like I'm on my side and I'm all crumpled up.
Yeah. But let me tell you, little ball,
there's something really nice when you wake up on your back and you're like in the coffin position of sleeping. Yeah. And you feel like, for me, I feel so much better if I wake up like that. But when I wake up all crumpled.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think I want to get one of those pillows that's for the side sleepers.
Yeah, I feel like I need that too.
I think I need one of those. When I stayed at one of my friend's apartments recently, she had them. And it was delightful.
It really, I feel like it helps your neck.
It does.
I won't lie. Matt actually did get me a pillow a couple months ago for the side
sleepers?
And I just... I couldn't get used to it.
Implemented it?
No, I did. I just couldn't get used to it. I don't know why. Also because the shape doesn't match the rest of the pillows.
No, it doesn't.
And for me, it was throwing me off. I was like, well, now...
It was an aesthetic thing.
Yeah, now I'm like, okay, well, now the pillow...
Maybe if you hide it behind...
Right, I could hide it and break it out when I go to sleep.
Yeah. Or like maybe put it behind the other pillows.
Yeah,
so
I might have to do that.
Not the first pillow.
That's probably what I... But then there's 3 pillows on one side and 2 on the other.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You get what
I know what you're saying. I know you're saying. I can't. That bothered me for a little bit, but Joe uses so many fucking pillows that there's just so many pillows on our bed. Like Joe has maybe 4 pillows.
Damn. So how many do you use?
2.
So 4 and 2.
Yeah.
So when you make the bed,
I make the bed. I do a 3 and 3, but
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, evens out.
Yeah, but still, it's a lot of. That's a lot of pillows.
It is a lot of pillows,
and like not decorative pillows. Pillows for sleeping.
To actually sleep with,
like actual pillows. Yes.
Oh my god, it's like he can't feel the pee.
No, I literally,
or he can feel it with
all the
one
pillow in between his legs. That's supposed to be good for your spine.
Yeah.
And he's got another pillow. I don't know. They're all most of the time. One pillow ends up on the ground, and yet he insists that it needs to be on the bed.
Hey, you know what? The comfort is key when you sleep.
It is.
I got to implement the side pillow a little bit more.
I would like to go back. Bridget had them, and she had 2 of them, so it looked nice on the bed because they were side by side.
I literally when you brought that up, I thought that's a good idea, and I thought, oh my god, wait.
You have one.
I have one, and I just
oh my
do not
god,
use
whip it out.
I have to tonight or something. My neck is out of control. I was doing stretches this morning. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I see the TikToks for all of them too. People being like, ooh, they look so peaceful sleeping with the side pillow.
Yeah. Okay, well maybe I'll whip it out.
Sleeping on your side is really not good for you in the first place.
No, that's why I've been trying to.
I feel like it.
No,
it's
bad for your neck, but bad for your back.
But it's not the worst one. The worst one for you is sleeping on your stomach.
Yeah,
because that is really bad for your lower back.
Yeah,
but lately I've been trying to sleep like this. Just
you're literally supposed to sleep like you're dead.
And I'm like, you know what? This is sort of peaceful.
Yeah,
you know.
I try and fall asleep like that, and I'll slowly feel my neck turn to the left,
and then your body just goes.
And then then my head just goes. Oh, now my head's all the way on the other side. Now my body's.
And
turning.
now you're peacefully sleeping on your side like a Disney princess. It's really nice.
No,
No, I got to work on that, but I got to do some stretch. I got to open up the
people
body.
Advertise like it's like a roller, and you lay flat on the ground, and you put it on your neck, and just like. Your neck kind of like it reverses everything.
Let me tell you, I am yearning for that right now.
Yeah.
Like, my God, would I love to roll my neck out right now on the floor. Like, ooh.
That sounds like it'd be pretty nice.
It would be.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Just a massage. Yeah. I tweaked my back a little playing pickleball, I think.
Oh, my God. Just 2 hurt girls right now.
Yeah, I know. I was like, we were playing pickleball in Florida, and we're just outdoors. The wind was blowing, and I was trying to hit the ball so hard against the wind, and I could feel it in from my twists, but I'm fine.
We'll adjust.
Yeah.
We'll adjust.
I'm a survivor. I'm okay.
Well, listen, we are rooting for you.
Yeah,
seriously.
No, totally. I'm good. I'm good.
all whacked out of sorts today because I ordered lunch. I should have just walked and got lunch, but I ordered lunch because I found this new chicken salad sandwich in the city that I think is really delightful, and I ordered it before I left my apartment because I know that the delivery takes a little bit long from this place. 2 hours. This lunch is still not here.
Crazy.
So I haven't eaten yet, and I'm hangry.
Damn.
You know, I'm on the point of like, Mama needs something to eat.
Yeah, right.
And
I don't blame you.
Like now, I'm just in a like I'm not going to cancel, and I'm not going to order a new lunch.
Yeah,
I'm going to wait till this lunch.
You got to wait
here.
for it to show up for sure.
But now it's 1:30, and you know we're recording, so I can't eat now.
Yeah.
The order is still not even picked up for delivery. But I can't cancel out of principle.
Is it a real and it's like that's like a real restaurant that you can go and sit down at, right?
I'm not sure. I've only ordered the chicken salad sandwich from there.
Yeah, I think it is.
I looked up best chicken salad sandwich in New York City on Google last week.
Yeah,
and this place, Daily Provisions, came up.
Yeah,
and I thought, I'm going to try it. Saw it was on Uber Eats.
It is.
Oh, they're on the way.
I think it is a real
It doesn't matter though.
restaurant.
I won't be able to eat it now.
Yeah,
but they're on the way. That is truly a relief. Gosh. Well, anyways, I'll eat at some point today.
Right.
I'll get there. Achy neck, hungry. What other complaints do I got? Not really.
I was gonna say I have another one if we want
to add on.
keep complaining about things.
Sure. Why not?
I switched to a new Invisalign.
Oh.
And the edges are
hurting.
Ouch. Uncomfortable. I don't know. It's
new brand of Invisalign or
new the next week.
The next week.
I'm at the end.
How are you not done?
I feel like you were supposed to be done like a year
weren't you supposed to be
ago.
done in August?
Because remember, they gave me 14 new weeks the last time I went.
But why though? Like, were you?
They said they weren't done.
Is that
they weren't done cooking?
Because like you didn't wear it enough, or?
No, I was pretty good about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I just think it wasn't.
Yeah.
They always add more on.
Just Invisalign wasn't doing what it needed to do, and it's still not. Honestly, talking it kind of hurts. Like I feel like I'm gonna get a cut on my tongue.
Oh my gosh! Well, you know what? We just need to take a pause from the podcast today.
I know.
But we're gonna get through it. Don't reach into your mouth right now.
It's on the inside. I know, but now it actually hurts.
Oh God. Oh gosh.
I know, but this is week 13.
Oh, so you have one more week.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think I'm going to go back and they're going to say they're not done.
You need 6 more weeks after that.
This sounds like a scam.
Invisalign sort of is sometimes.
Well, it's never the amount of time that they say it is.
It's wishful thinking.
Because they tell you, but how they get away with it is because they say, if you wear it 20 out of the 24 hours of the day, like you'll be good.
That's just a lot of hours.
It's just impossible.
It's just too many hours.
It's just impossible for somebody who, eats. And by the way, you're only supposed to drink water with it.
Yep.
So it's like if you want to have a coffee, you're supposed to take it out. If you want to have anything else to drink, you got to take it out. You having breakfast, lunch, dinner, you got, the whole thing. So it's those hours add up. So the way they get away with it by being like, well, if you wear it for those set amount of hours, you should be good. But who has the time?
No.
To have it in for that. And you just, it locks you up.
Right.
To be worried about it for that much.
You'll be free, hopefully. If they're
I
not a bunch of liars.
Well, because every time I look at my mouth too, and I'm like, it's just there, but I almost think my teeth have been in the same spot for like the last 6 weeks, regardless of the Invisalign. So I just think that they're not going to be able to get it past that last little hump. It's it's quite literally the teeniest amount.
Well, can't you just say, listen, I'm done. I don't care about this little thing.
The problem is, yes, I could. But I'm worried that, because the plan was that they would then put in a permanent retainer. Mm-hmm. I'm worried that she's going to be like, well, I can't put in the permanent retainer unless they're all the way done. And then it's like, and then if I just give up, what was the point of it all? Because then my teeth will just go back. They'll just move back.
Right.
Because I know what'll happen. They'll just push right back, and then the teeth, the bottom teeth that I'm trying to fix will just go right back.
Well,
and then what's the point? I've been doing this for a year. 1 year wasted of wearing this stupid Invisalign.
You keep going until you get to the end.
Powering through.
Power through until you get to the end.
Yeah. I can't also get any. No one answers the phone there.
Listen, nobody answers the phone at the dentist in general.
No one
I've had the
answers
same
phone
situation
there.
before.
It's
I went
crazy.
to the dentist
I think I have to go walk to the office to
knock
make
on the door.
Literally to walk in and be like, I need to speak to somebody to make this appointment.
Yeah, that's super annoying.
So
yeah, go knock him down. And I'm not wearing this for 6 more weeks.
Seriously.
It's going to end at week 14.
Killing me. But that's all I have to complain about.
I feel like I'm just hoping that I'm not actually getting sick, because when your whole body hurts, sometimes it's like, oh, wait, maybe I'm just getting sick. Because I felt a little bit that way when I woke up. Like I felt a little bit like, ooh.
I bet you you're a little
maybe
sore.
I'm a little sick.
You could be a little sore.
Maybe a little run down.
You know what it also is? Drastic change in weather.
And I'll give you this.
You know, it's so warm in Florida. It's cold here.
Mm-hmm. Drastic change in weather on top of drastic change in apartment temperature, because I'm too cold when I'm sitting on the couch. So we have to have the heat on.
The heat on, yeah.
But when we get into bed, I'm too hot to be in bed, so we got to put the air on. So I'm going from hot to cold in a short amount of time. And then I'm waking up like, ooh, maybe that wasn't the best idea. That's what happened today. I thought, you know what? The heat into the air.
That'll do it too, for sure.
Probably not the best idea.
That'll definitely
Just
do it.
in Florida now, I come to cold weather. My body's trying to regulate with the temperatures.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm hoping I could just shake it off today, and tomorrow I wake up a new day.
You will.
You know?
You'll feel like a brand new
new woman. Yeah, let's hope.
I think so.
And maybe after I eat my lunch, I'll feel a little bit better too.
That's probably coming.
Once I eat my lunch, I'll be like, oh, I feel great.
It'll take you back. I think I have to take this Invisalign out.
Right now?
Yeah, like.
Okay, take it out.
I'm going to.
You have to. You got to be comfortable while talking.
Speak.
You got to take it out.
Hurts.
You got to flow that mouth, easily. Whatever that means. I don't know why I just said that.
I was like, did I flow that mouth?
Flow that mouth easily. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I didn't eat lunch yet. I haven't eaten lunch. I'm hungry, so I don't even know what I'm saying. But Fran's currently taking her Invisalign out, and then she'll be able to speak freely. And she's putting it into a napkin. Don't throw that napkin out by accident. That is the worst. Did you ever throw it out by accident yet?
I haven't done that.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
It's probably when your frontal lobe develops, you don't do that.
Right.
When I had them when I was younger, I threw it out all the time.
I imagine that would be very easy to do.
Invisalign was in the fucking garbage all the time.
Oh my God, that feels so much better. It was like,
you feel free.
I felt like I was sawing into my tongue.
Yeah. Meow, meow. Yeah. Now you could do exercises.
Yes. Unique New York. Unique New York.
What's the other ones?
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
How now, brown cow. Yeah. How now, brown cow. Wow. Even I feel looser now.
Yeah.
I feel like I was holding on to your tension.
Some vocal exercises just to bring us back.
I felt like I was holding on to your teeth tension in my teeth.
It was my tongue, really.
Okay, well, feeling good?
Yeah, good.
All right, let's get into the rest of the topics.
Oh, I just want to say.
Yes.
My last thing. I know we just talked all about TV yesterday, too. And I teased that I had seen that it was coming out and I wanted to watch it. Pulse on Netflix. Oh!
I was going to ask you what that was. You posted it on your story.
Oh, I'm locked in.
Should I watch?
Yes.
What is it?
It's Grey's Anatomy, but like
so we're
Grey's
just
Anatomy.
like another medical?
It's medical. But
you could tell from the word pulse.
Yeah.
I dreamt about this last night.
About Pulse?
I dreamt about asking you about Pulse because I saw it on your story and I wanted to know what it was, but I didn't go through the lengths of looking it up. I just thought, I'll ask her tomorrow. I'm not even going to Google.
There you go. Well, it is a medical drama. Now, it's very different. It's more Grey's Anatomy than it is, like, The Pit is very realistic, day to day, hour by hour in the ER. Pulse is more, yes, they are all doctors, but there's, personal relationships. There's more love involved, love story. But it's, a young doctor who gets into a relationship with her her boss. That's obviously, not drastically older, but it's her boss. Mm-hmm. And the drama that ensues as well, because she wants to get it promoted, but then he's in charge of her being promoted, but they're a secret. But then she like reports him, and then they break up. It's a whole big thing.
So HR violations.
Yeah, it was a whole big thing. Like at the beginning, I wasn't sure. I'm like, wait, is this guy a good guy or bad guy? Like, do we not like him because she filed a complaint against him? But then it's like, oh, maybe it's something else. Maybe she's working through her own things. She's got her own personal issues, but it seemed like they were in love, and my God, is he handsome.
Gosh.
My God, is he handsome. So, of course he is, but kind of a little early Meredith Grey, McDreamy kind of vibe of like, keeping it a secret. He's, more important at the hospital kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. I like it. Yes. I like the sound of it.
And it's in Miami.
Ooh.
The hospital's in Miami.
Switch up.
Yep, switch up. And the first couple episodes, they're dealing with a big hurricane.
Oh.
So.
That is. Well, that,
Big hurricane. And I watched 8 episodes on Monday.
Holy shit.
How long are they?
They're like standard 45,
Hey, oh my God, it's almost 8 hours.
No, I quite literally, I barely turned it off to watch the national championship game. Like Joe came home.
I love that.
I was still watching Pulse, and he was like, "You don't have the basketball on?" I was like, I'm so locked in right now. I can't even care about that.
I absolutely love that. That's making me want to watch.
Yeah.
Instead, I watched the Gilgo Beach documentary, and let me tell you, quite the opposite of handsome. You know?
Terrifying monster.
God. Terrifying, ugly monster.
Yeah.
And you could say that about him because he is a gross, ugly, disgusting monster.
Yep.
And wow, yeah.
They really fucked up, huh?
They really did.
Yeah.
I have one more episode left. I fell asleep.
That's fine.
Within 2 episodes, I fell asleep.
There's only 3 episodes, so.
I was interested, but I was tired. I was a tired gal, so went to sleep. But, I'm going to give maybe that a
3
go.
is good because it's where they get him, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
they got the bastard.
It's satisfying to see him get got.
Piece of shit.
Have you watched the most recent episode of The Pit?
Yes.
I watched it last night. No spoilers.
Don't spoil, guys.
No, I'm not. It is very good.
I feel like I have a lot of television I want to watch.
Yeah, and it's get ready because pull your scalpel out because it's a lot of medical.
Yeah, well, The Pit. The
Get your
finale's
goggles
this week,
on.
so.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
The Pit finale is on Thursday.
I know, but Matt is traveling to Chicago for work.
Until
Friday.
You guys watch it together
From Tuesday to Friday, and we watch The Pit
What
together.
episode do you think you're on?
We're on 9 right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we have a couple
ways
left.
You still haven't really gotten to the good stuff.
I know. Well, I think the whole show has been good.
It's also bad for me to really say the good stuff because what happens is god awful.
Right. But there's a couple of shows that we want to watch right now, but I'll watch The Pulse without him.
Yeah.
Because that's that's
he doesn't need to watch The Pulse.
That's a me TV show.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I'll watch that in the meantime.
Yeah.
To wait it out. But yeah, I got to catch up on that. And I feel like there were some other things that I wanted to watch.
The
Studio I got to catch up on. That'll be a this weekend thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Some nice telly to catch up on.
I have a new
TOC. Oh my god.
TOC.
Oh my god. The list just keeps getting longer
and
longer.
I know it does.
But that'll be a nice weekend to unwind and watch some television.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let's get into the rest of the topics for today. I mean, my god, I'm starving. No, I'm just mad at myself because last week I brought lunch every day, like leftovers from what I cooked from the night before. And it was delightful, you know, having your lunch already made, ready to go. You don't have to worry about this.
Yeah.
But I wasn't here this weekend, so I didn't cook over the weekend. And then I didn't cook Monday night. I was way too lazy. So now I'm shit out of luck with my lunch. I'm starving.
Yeah.
Enough out of me. We'll move on. All right, let's get into the rest of the topics.
Wednesday complainers.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday complain day. Mm-hmm. Let us have it once in a while, you know?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while just feels good. Mike White talked a lot about cut scenes from the White Lotus. He talks about the, little breakup with the composer from the White Lotus. He's gone.
No love lost.
And he hits back at criticism towards the quote-unquote boring claims. Blake Lively apparently reached out to Taylor Swift to apologize for being brought into the It Ends With Us drama. Gleb says he's blindsided by the breakup news with Brooks Nader. Don't know how you could be blindsided by that. And Sydney Sweeney is spotted with her ex, Jonathan, getting lunch over the weekend. She looked like she did not want to be seen at all.
No, she did not.
She looked miserable in the photographs. But we shall discuss.
Yeah.
And we have the Popcorner, which, you know what, guys? You've been calling in with some great voicemails, so let's keep that up. All right, let's get into the topics. Introducing innovation from the award-winning #1 dry shampoo brand. New Batiste Light Dry Shampoo is our lightest dry shampoo ever, addressing some of the main reasons you may not already be using dry shampoo. It blends seamlessly in hair and leaves no visible white residue. It's lightweight and non-gritty, absorbing oil and grease for cleaner-looking hair without weighing it down. Batiste Light Dry Shampoo comes in 2 soft and subtle scents, Mellow Melon and Zen Matcha. You can buy Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in store at your nearest retailer. Batiste Light Dry Shampoo is absolutely perfect. I love the Mellow Melon scent. It is absolutely perfect for, the days that you don't want to wash your hair. You're just looking for a nice little touch up with your dry shampoo. You can look for Batiste Light Dry Shampoo, and it comes in those 2 soft and subtle scents, Mellow Melon and Zen Matcha. Buy Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in store at your nearest retailer. The finale of White Lotus was Sunday night, so the conversation continues this week. Mike White went on the White Lotus official podcast, and he talked about, some of the backlash he's been getting, the situation with the composer, some scenes that were cut out, which I think everybody loves hearing the behind the scenes. But then when you hear that scenes were cut out, you're like, well, damn, give us just a whole other season of all the cut scenes we want to see.
Right.
I think there were some storylines that were cut that probably didn't make much sense, like Piper losing her virginity to Zion, Belinda's son.
I don't know where that would have fit in.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, at what point would she have done that?
It would have felt so random.
It would have felt so random because we didn't see them interact at all. They would have had to have them interacting at some point to then have that scene.
He did say he was trying to, maybe it ended up narratively trying to do too much.
Yeah, it felt like that would have been just like it would have just been random.
Yeah.
Like everyone would have been, I guess, happy for Piper to be doing something other than just talking about how she wants to live in Thailand. But at the same time, I feel like it would have been completely random. He also hit back on the criticism that people have called the show boring or the finale was boring or predictable, things of that nature. He knows what he's doing. He said, if you don't want to go to bed with me, get out of my bed. I'm edging you. Enjoy the edging. If you don't want to be edged, get out of my bed. Don't be a bossy bottom.
Yeah.
Which I love this quote. I think it's hilarious. It's hysterical and on point. Yeah. He's like, hey, listen, I'm getting you right to that point.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to blow it right in this episode. I'm going to make you wait until the very last second for you to know what happens. You're going to be waiting the entire time. So I feel like, we all picked up on that for this season, especially, I think, was a little bit more of that edging he's talking about.
Yeah.
I think some in the first season and the second season, if you remember in the first season, and I don't know if I remember this correctly, but when they get robbed, they're still after. You know what I mean? Like they go to the hotel's trying to make it up for them, like the murder didn't happen. Whereas like sometimes it feels like there was a robbery in this, but it didn't feel as big as the first season one.
Because it didn't really end up mattering that much to any other part of the storyline.
Yeah, so I just feel like with this season there was a little bit more of that waiting. Oh my God, what's going to happen? But it kept people coming back at each week. Just like if big moments happened, people would have came back. The little moments happening and not getting that big thing still makes people come back because they're like, well, what's it going to be this week?
Yeah, I think you're very right. And I think Mike White can do whatever the hell he wants, right? And I think you kind of forget how he is as a person until you listen to the interviews and whatnot. And it just makes you chuckle because he is going to stick to his guns for sure. And there's certain things that, like, if it annoyed you, he really doesn't care. Yeah. He really doesn't. And he lets it fly. He says what he thinks. I know we've seen this drama with the composer that due to creative differences, he was not going to come back for season 2. And Mike White, during a interview on the Howard Stern show, said, I honestly don't know what happened, except now I'm reading his interviews because he decides to do some PR campaign about him leaving the show. I don't think he respected me. He wants people to know that he's edgy and dark. And I don't know, I watch reality TV. We never really even fought. He says we feuded. I don't think I ever had a fight with him except for maybe some emails. It was basically me giving him notes. I don't think he'd like to go through the process of getting notes from me or wanting revisions because he didn't respect me. I knew he wasn't a team player and that he wanted to do it his way. I was thrown that he would go to the New York Times to shit on me in the show 3 days before the finale. It was kind of a bitch move.
I love that.
Mic drop.
I love it.
No, I mean, take that, Cristobal.
I mean, he's kind of he's kind of right though. It's like 3 days before the finale drops, you're gonna be like, by the way, I'm not returning. We're in a big fight. Da 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 da. I mean, what now? Mike White's just gonna find another composer to make it exact. Any people would probably die to make the music for the White Lotus.
Yeah,
he's gonna find another composer. He's gonna do it exactly the way Mike White likes. You know, people love the music in the White Lotus though, so it is a little bit disappointing because I'm sure they can't just outright copy it because the composer made that.
Right, and it's crazy because he wanted
who owns the music,
right?
You know?
And it did seem he wanted to keep the Oolululus, and Mike didn't.
Yes,
which is
the audience would disagree with Mike there.
A choice from Mike, but once again, he wanted apparently what he had told the New York Times, the composer, was that Mike wanted something more that was like background music, a song that's more like something you would listen to in Ibiza in some clubby place with a chill, sexy vibe. So
I actually really
Mike cut that there was an ooh la la, an oolulu version of this one.
Yeah, I enjoyed actually this music. It really grew on me week to week.
Yeah, he said that he felt it would have been great to make a longer version with the oolulus, because people would explode if they realized that it was going there anyway. He thought it was a good idea. Some producer thought it was a good idea, but then Mike cut it. He wasn't happy about it.
Mike's like, no oolulus.
No oolulus.
No, none in this season.
He just didn't want it to work, so yes, that's it. And he won't be coming back. White also said the composer didn't want to go through the process with me and, quote, didn't want to go to sessions during the making of the third season, adding, he would always look at me with this contemptuous smirk on his face like he thought I was a chimp or something. He's definitely making a big deal out of a creative difference of opinion. He's very talented, but I've never kissed somebody's ass so hard to just get him to lead the horse to water. Have fun with whatever you're doing next.
Damn. Yeah. Cold, but I love it because he's just gonna find somebody who wants to do it, and do it the way Mike White wants.
Totally, which is also just like,
you know, what?
I mean, Mike's not a composer himself, but clearly he feels like he gets the final say, and he does. He's the creator of the show. So.
The egos, they come into play.
They do.
And, you know, I can picture.
I think that's the problem.
An artsy composer is like, well, this is my art. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. You don't.
Yep.
And Mike White's like, I don't really give a shit if I know about composing or not. Do it the way I want.
Mike White's like, listen to the theme song for Southern Charm and take notes.
Yeah, that's what we want in this show. Okay, so copy that.
Yeah.
But I can listen to Mike White really talk about anything from the show. I can listen to any of the cast members talk about behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I love every single Amy Lou Wood interview she does. I stop and have to watch every single one. I can listen to these people talk about it all. And I listen to Jason Isaacs insinuate there was drama on the set in every single interview he does.
Yeah.
It never gets old. He may be the drama.
He may be the drama.
Am I the problem?
I think it is. Am I the problem situation, because nobody else has said it except for him. And then it's like, well, are you the problem?
He's like, am I the drama? Because it really feels that way. You know, it was actually so funny. When we went to bed Sunday night, we threw on an episode of Entourage.
Yeah.
And Jason Isaacs was in the episode.
Oh.
And it freaked us out. We were like, what?
Wow, I don't remember him being in an episode.
He was like a tailor.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was so we were like, is that Jason Isaacs? It was so
and he wasn't playing Jason Isaacs.
No, he was playing like a designer tailor. I don't know exactly how
yeah. No, I know what you mean.
But
that's so interesting because that was like peak Harry Potter time.
Yeah, it was it really threw us off.
Yeah.
Because you know when something like that happens, you're like watching a show, whatever, and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
There was just another.
You were just watching him on another show.
Yeah. I think he must have been playing a designer. Now I want to get it right, so I'm sorry. I'm Googling this right now.
No, it's probably. I actually feel like I remember what you're talking about. He wants to dress.
He's overseeing a marketing campaign for Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah.
And hires him as the male model.
Yeah. But isn't he the one that also?
Oh my God! And
he likes because of the model. He likes the model.
And he's jealous. Frederick is jealous of her attraction to Vince.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God, that's him.
Yes.
Wow.
We were like,
wow.
What? We
now I
randomly
totally
put on this episode.
Now I totally remember the plot point here.
Yeah.
Was because of the other, he wanted to work with that other female model, and then she got
doing the campaign.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What an interesting role for him at that time.
It was, but it was just so random.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is Jason Isaacs doing on a screen again?
Right. Here he is.
I love him talking about the drama because I'm like, who was he fighting with?
Seriously, I think he must have been.
And he
the
always
drama.
says he was closest with the kids the whole time. So I'm like, did he just not get along with any of the adults?
Right.
Or maybe they didn't get along. Who knows? But I'm interested in all of it, and I'm going to miss this cast and miss interviews from them. And it's going to die down, and we're all going to be waiting on the edge of our seat to find out where the next location is.
Right, where they're going for season 4.
Is it going to be cold?
We're going to have to wait for
He said that he wants
next ayahuasca trip.
Yeah, no, the next time he's in the hospital somewhere and hallucinates on the season. But he said he wants to kind of stray away from the crashing
I saw that
waves on the rocks.
Waves on the rocks, yeah.
So who knows? I mean, that could be done really anywhere. There's many places you could do that. Places in Europe that don't have beaches.
Yep.
You could do it in cold climates.
You could do some side fancy ski resort.
Yeah.
Safari would be kind of sick.
Safari would be sick.
Like a really White Lotus 5-star safari.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it has to be a 4 seasons. Because every hotel has been filmed at a 4 seasons.
Picking 4 seasons.
I would imagine he almost has a deal with the 4 seasons that he could film at any of the locations.
And they keep I feel like they have all these events, like even the LA influencers and whatnot all went to an event at the 4 seasons because it was White Lotus, but they,
it feels like he maybe has a deal with them.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Well, there are 4 seasons everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not dying for a snowy season. I know some people are.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't I'm sure it would be spectacular, but I'm not like, please give us a snowy season.
Yeah. I think safari would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe the elephants will start shooting people.
Right.
Because the monkeys.
It would be nice to switch it up if it was like snowy. Like just a different aesthetic.
Well, she just said she wouldn't want it to be snowy.
No, I know, but I just feel like that would be like, it would change.
No, it would be cool. I think it would be cool.
I'm not dying for it, but I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
Because I guess it can get a bit repetitive if you don't switch it up.
Yeah.
Whole different decor, clothes, costumes.
Yeah.
Could really go all out, full.
Like Switzerland.
Yeah.
That would be really cool too, Switzerland.
Yep.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
Moving on, this is alleged. Page 6 reported this. Blake Lively reached out to Taylor Swift to apologize for being brought into the It Ends With Us drama.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, they maybe haven't talked much since she was brought into it. Blake Lively reached out to Taylor Swift to apologize. Taylor said, she felt it was heartfelt and genuine.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get this information from, though. I'm like, who is saying this and how did they find this out? I'm just so curious because it is a random headline, a random article to be written, just out of nowhere.
Because it felt like things kind of work. We haven't seen too much.
Yeah, so they're like, recently. All right, let's throw this story back in there.
Yeah.
Let's throw it in the mix because it's been a little bit. But I could imagine Taylor wasn't happy when her name was thrown out into this whole thing. That's a nightmare for anybody to be thrown into this. But I don't know the, inner workings of what happened between their relationship and if this is true, if she actually didn't speak to Blake Lively after or anything like that. But this is what the article says.
Yeah, it's a source exclusively told Page 6. It was important to Blake to be on good terms again with Taylor. It was never her intention to hurt Taylor or cause any harm to their friendship. Blake missed their friendship and she hopes they can put this whole thing behind them. The source says that Swift appreciated Lively's apology and, like you said, felt it was genuine, heartfelt. Taylor has no hard feelings and is ready to move forward, and that's really, kind of about it. But that kind of feels like a story out of nothing, to be honest. I think that if anything, Taylor was maybe a little bit annoyed, but it's somebody that you're so close to that she could have this apology could have been months ago, or just repeated at this point of, hey, really sorry how this all went down.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I know it's annoying, but we're fine. No worry. It's okay. It's going to be okay. She's so close to them and godmother to the children, one of the children, one of them, I think. So.
For sure. If somebody that close to me, I could pretty much get over anything, unless it's really bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if it's a repetitive, thing.
Yeah.
But something like this, I feel like if it was the godmother to my children and one of my best friends ever, I'd probably be a little mad, but I'd be like, it's all right. Like, we'll get over it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to not talk to you forever over this if we're that close.
She's godmother to all three of them.
Yeah, so if that's the case, you got to work past this.
That is actually kind of hilarious.
She just said, fuck everybody else. You're the godmother.
Blake Lively was just like, you know what? I'm really setting my kids up where they're all going to Taylor Swift.
What did she call her? Like, what did she say? Like,
one of her dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like weird. Like, I'm going to be
completely
honest.
You rarely give. I rarely hear of a godmother. You get all the kids.
Yeah, she has a
Blake Lively does have
sister-in-law.
a sister.
And she has
she's
a
a sister.
Yeah,
The sister's married to Bart Johnson.
That's crazy.
Oh, no sister. Sorry, I thought it was a sister-in-law. No. She has a sister.
Her sister is married to Coach Bolton.
Right.
Yes.
I fucked that up in my head. But
I think maybe a couple other siblings.
Let me just say, like, now that I'm thinking this out loud, like, that's actually incredibly bizarre that Taylor Swift is the godmother to all three of her children.
She has 4 siblings.
Some people don't. Some people, it's. I think it's a regional thing. I also think it's a religious thing.
Clout thing.
Some people don't use their siblings for godparents. Like, I have friends that don't have, like, their godparents are not their aunts and uncles.
You don't have any other friends to mix in? You just have one, the biggest superstar on the planet, that you're going to make the godmother to all of your children?
But if you have the number one superstar.
But I'm not making her the godmother to all of my children. My family and friends mean a lot to me.
She's asking Taylor. It's not like Taylor's, like, offering. So don't you think Taylor, after maybe 2, is like, really?
After
again?
the first one, I would be like, wow, again?
Are you sure?
Maybe Blake and Ryan are thinking that if anything were to happen to them, all 3 kids go with. All 3 kids go to. They also have 4 kids.
And
now,
I mean, listen, now
those 3 kids go to.
Now that we're talking this out, like, I find that to be really bizarre. I don't care how close you are. I could be the closest person in the world to you. There are other close people to you, and if she's the only close person to you, you got to look inward. There's nobody else. There's nobody else that means anything to you. It's only Taylor Swift means something to you to make the godmother. That's weird.
I don't know.
All children,
and it's also like, what happened to the 4th?
I never even thought about that.
Is the 4th kid? Is Taylor Swift not the godmother to their 4th
Finally,
child?
Blake said to her sister that's married to Bart.
Taylor's like, enough.
Yeah, Taylor's like, please.
I'll take the 3 of them, but not the 4th.
Yeah. Taylor doesn't have time to have her own kids.
She's a godmother to all of them.
She has too many godchildren.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
And not,
Are they best friends?
First of all,
like, were they best friends?
Yes.
Like, best friends?
I guess it seems like it. But not on it's not bizarre on Taylor's part. I mean, what an honor. Taylor's part.
Like, this is
such an honor. But weird on Blake Lively's part. Definitely weird on Blake Lively's part. I can't believe I am just putting this all together in my head right now.
James, Inez, and Betty are all her godchildren.
She was fishing to, like, have them mentioned in the song, which they were.
Well, that's after she's been made godmother.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I just think if I was in Blake Lively's family or other friends, I'd be like, kind of strange she keeps picking the biggest superstar on the planet to be the godmother of all her children. Not any of us.
Ryan doesn't have any.
Right, what about Ryan's family?
I don't know.
He's like, well, I really like
Who's
my
the godfather?
cousins. And she's like, shut up, Ryan.
We don't know who godfather is.
And do they have a different... That would be the real question.
We don't know who the godfathers
are. The real test would be if there's a different godfather for each one.
Yeah. Some people also double up.
The same godfather.
Like, some people also double up. Maybe, like, Blake's sister, their godmother there, and also Taylor.
I've never heard anybody doubling up on godparents.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Really?
Because when they're not like baptized, like, you're not, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you're just like,
I guess you could kind of do whatever you want.
Throw the label on people. Because if it's not really, like, in the church,
right?
You kind of like, I have friends that are like, oh yeah, I called them, whatever. They're like,
my godmother. Those are my godmothers. Yeah,
it's kind of more of a free for all.
Yeah,
I don't know about them though, but I didn't realize it was all 3. I did kind of think it was just one, but it is 3. And I keep saying all 3, but she does have 4
sorry,
children.
The 4th one's gonna feel so left out.
I feel like I'm being super judgy about this, but
it could be 4.
Like, Taylor comes and says hi to only the 3. The other
they
one's
all
like,
get Christmas presents beside the 4th.
Yeah. Oh, here, go talk to your normal godmother.
I mean,
when
wow.
When was the fourth child born? Beginning of 2024?
Ooh, in the middle of the drama. I don't
know.
know.
No, 2023. Huh.
Like fourth.
Maybe because their fourth kid is a boy that they went Taylor Swift for all the girls.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's Ryan Reynolds. I mean, it's
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All the girls get Taylor Swift. Objectively.
But there's other women that mean something.
No, of course, but maybe they're like, you get to, I don't know, it's pretty sick for all the girls to get to say it, you know? Like, then you're not leaving any of the girls out. It's like, oh, just Betty gets Taylor Swift and I get Aunt What's-Her-Face.
Yeah, but that's so mean to say about Aunt What's-Her-Face.
Well,
important.
Maybe it just wouldn't be any aunts or uncles. It would be all friends, you know?
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing this after they welcomed the son in 2023. Ryan Reynolds said, Taylor Swift is the godparent to my daughters.
Yeah.
So maybe that is why. Like,
yeah.
But it's still
just
weird.
like, hey, all the girls get Taylor Swift.
You'll never not convince me that's not weird.
I agree. I'm fully in agreement with you, Noah. I think it's a little bit bizarre.
I think it'd even be weird if it was just like your aunt and she's like, you have other people in your life. Why are you making one person?
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like spread the love.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyways, moving on, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't believe we went down that path, and now I'm like thinking about this a little bit more. Gleb says he's blindsided by the breakup news of Brooks Nader. So he saw this news online. He said that he reached out.
Claims he saw it online.
He saw it online. He reached out to Brooks on April 6th was the last time they talked. He texted her wanting to talk on the phone. She didn't answer him. The last time he saw her was April 1st and March 31st because he went to go support the filming of her reality show, he said. So
yeah.
He saw her just about a week ago. Maybe cheated on her in between that time period.
Right. Or maybe she
finds
just found out about
or
something.
just found out about something and now is not answering him, and now he's blindsided by the news that they broke up. I mean, sometimes I just can't understand what the hell that could even mean.
Yeah, I've seen enough of this guy, to be honest. And did you see his TikTok in response?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I just saw the articles about it.
Sweet Jesus. Let me show you. It's just, you'll be like, oh, of course. He did the Kardashian sound about the, this season. Or is that it's not Kardashian. I don't know what the sound is from this one.
Who watches my life and gossips about it, don't give up. Season 2 is about to come.
Oh my God.
No, it's barf. Give it a barf.
Give it a rest.
Oh, the wink, like the wink.
You know what?
The whole thing.
I've been holding it in, but
he plays it up. He plays it up hard.
Listen, Brooks can do way better than a washed up dancer like Gleb.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have just ricochet shots, but it's just true. It's like,
look, he's a handsome guy. I'll give it to him.
It's not that he's not handsome, but from his past relationships and what his ex-wife has said.
No, for sure.
Whatever. And
sky's the limit, really, for who Brooks could date.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Brooks can really, and I'm sure she really liked Gleb. So it's kind of messed up to say, she could do better if she really liked him. But I'm just saying, like, you could do better than somebody who's going to treat you like that.
Totally.
Like, you can do better than a piece of shit who's going to cheat on, like, one of the most gorgeous women on the earth who's also hilarious and all the things. So it's like, just move on and do better than him, because he was clearly was getting used to the attention
100%.
and liked what the Naders brought to him, and now
agreed.
He's reaping what he sowed, might they say. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
So now he can continue on with that life, and now with their if they start this reality show or whatever they do, they can move on, and he's out of the picture and he won't benefit from it.
I agree. I think he was mooching.
He was.
He
loved
for
the cloud
sure.
of the TikTok of people loving
for
them.
Sure, exactly.
Oh, people being like, my favorite show's on, and it's them too.
Yep.
And one time I saw a paparazzi video of them, and he looked right in the paparazzo's eyes. And as soon as he looked right in the paparazzo's eyes, he clenched her hand a little stronger, brought her in. And Brooks is not looking at the paparazzo at all. She's just up in the air looking around. You could tell Gleb looked, and he was like, ooh, let me get lovey-dovey for the camera. He was throwing it on. And I do believe Brooks actually did like him. So if this is how he's going to act and be shitty, then she could do better than him.
Absolutely. So, and I don't know how much I believe of what he says of, finding this out online or whatever, I'm sure you may have had an inkling that something had happened.
Yes.
If maybe perhaps she wasn't answering her phone, you could put 2 and 2 together.
Right.
That she found something out.
Right. And she didn't want to talk to you?
Yeah.
Guess why?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yep.
Anyways.
Idiot pants.
Yeah. Stupid face. You
head back
stink
to
on
tour.
ice.
Let's see your paso doble now.
Yeah. He's going to be slipping all over the dance floor on tour now. He's going to be all messed up. Sydney Sweeney was spotted with her ex Jonathan getting lunch over the weekend, and let me tell you, she did not want to be spotted. Sweatshirt, hood up, sunglasses on. She's like, I don't want to be spotted with my ex. I can't have people thinking I'm back together with this guy. But who knows? Maybe they're just grabbing a lunch to, talk about me. Maybe she wants to get lunch in a public place. She doesn't want to meet him in a private place. They're broken up. She wants it to be public, the whole thing. Who knows?
They probably have some financials to work through.
Right. They've been together for a long time. Yeah. They've been together a long time.
Things.
Right. But she's like,
animal things.
Right. We're going to do this in a public place. We're going to do this in a private setting.
Yeah. But also at the same time, I really don't want to be. Like if I'm photographed, she's got a full Damien and Mean Girls outfit going with this, with the pulled sweatshirt.
She's like, if I'm going to be photographed with you, I want to look miserable. I want people to not get a little inkling that we're back together. I want them to think I don't want to be at this lunch with you at all, and I have to. It's strictly business.
And it's so clearly him, it's he's easy to spot, I feel. Yeah. And she was definitely, They were at the Beverly Glen Deli, where they casually sat together for about an hour and then left together. Both wore sunglasses while walking Sweeney's dog Tank. And that was it. Following reports that the two had been living separately, a source told People on Monday, March 31st, that Sweeney had been focusing on work amid the end of her engagement. So maybe just see some loose ends to tie up.
They're glad.
Let's go get lunch. Lunch is as casual as it gets.
For sure. They're grabbing a deli sandwich, maybe chicken salad.
Exactly.
And they're talking about their splits.
Yeah.
And that's it.
How bad is it that they were having lunch?
I know. I'm starving right now, and my lunch is out there now. It's been out there. That's okay.
No.
Enjoy your order. I will 2.5 hours later.
This is it sucks because really right now she's going to be photographed wherever she goes at this point. I feel like there's some people that I don't think the paparazzi are following around all the time. I do think they are following her around all the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the money shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Know?
It's everything with her love life is very hot in the streets right now.
It would be the perfect sell.
Exactly. And especially catching her with her ex.
Oh, golden.
Yeah, exactly.
When somebody got that, they thought, oh,
yep,
I'm eating good dinner tonight. Steak dinner tonight, honey.
Exactly. So,
all right, that wraps up today's topics.
We're excited to introduce our new sponsor, JackPocket, America's #1 lottery app. Ordering official state lottery tickets has never been easier thanks to JackPocket, America's #1 lottery app. Powerball, Mega Millions, state games like Pick 3 or Pick 4, you name it, they've got it. The JackPocket lottery app is great because you can order tickets whenever you want right on your smartphone. New customers, you'll get your first $5 lottery ticket free with code CHICKS. That's code CHICKS for your first lottery ticket on JackPocket. Download the app today. That's it, guys. It's that easy. You can get those lottery tickets right there on JackPocket. And new customers, you'll get your first $5 lottery ticket free with code CHICKS. Code CHICKS for your first lottery ticket on JackPocket. Download the app today. Welcome back to the Pop Corner, where we're going to be taking your voicemails, your hot takes, whatever you want to talk about. If you want to call in and leave us a voicemail, the number is 914-297-7089. We'll be taking these every Wednesday on the Pop Corner. So let's get into the first voicemail.
Hey, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. I have a hot take about weddings. This isn't anything pop culture related, but since you both are in your bridal era, one of my icks at weddings is when the maid of honor or best man starts their speech with, "For those of you who don't know me." If you made it a drinking game, you'd be plastered. So, with that said, I was just wondering if you two, and Noah included, have any wedding icks of your own. Thanks, guys. Love you.
That's a good question. I mean, weddings are so personal. So
Yeah.
It's like something you may not like, somebody else may love. And especially being so close to my wedding right now, I'm weary of judging other people because it's like you may like something somebody else doesn't like, and it's your day, so it's really up to you. I will say that does make me cringe, but sometimes you have to say, but also you would hope everyone would know who you are if you are the maid of honor or best man. My sister and Matt's brother, matron of honor or best man, are not making speeches at our wedding. We're doing them at the rehearsal dinner the night before to kind of cut out the I don't know. My sister is terrified of public speaking, quite the opposite of me. Like absolutely terrified. So that kind of make it an easier decision. You made a speech
at her wedding, right?
Well, she had a backyard wedding because of COVID. I made the speech. She ended up having her bridal shower after she got married, and I made the speech there. But it made the decision easier because she is so terrified of public speaking to not do the speeches at the wedding because, it's really got to be a sweet spot. It really depends. Some can be super cringy and you're like, why the hell are they saying this right now? And others are really sweet and heartfelt and funny. So God, it could really go either way.
Yeah, I love a speech. It's kind of one of my favorite parts of a wedding, which I know is maybe not the most popular opinion. Sometimes people are like, wrap it up, but I love listening to the speeches and hearing what people have to say about the couple is one of my favorite things. I don't necessarily have a lot of icks, but I will say if the couple, and I feel like this is more maybe celebrity based or, performer based, but I've seen it done before as well. Any kind of special performance,
like a choreographed routine
for the bride or groom, like the bride comes, like the groom sits in a chair and the bride has a little performance, a little dance or a song or something, or vice versa. I'm just kind of like, this feels.
What about like a choreographed?
This feels like maybe not for a crowd.
Yeah, like it's more personal moment.
Yeah.
Does that include like a choreographed dance between the two? I just saw one the other day.
No, no, like between
saying,
the bride and groom. No, I'm talking about like just one of them.
Yeah.
Like the bride is sitting down and the groom is dance. Yeah,
and like she was a cheerleader and then she brings out the whole team and they do it.
Yeah.
But if you're super talented, it could be really entertaining.
Right. And look, like if I think about Meghan Trainor's wedding, I think about what Daryl did, the whole performance. I'm like, that was entertainment. Really, it's quite entertainment. But when
if you're gonna do it, it has to be like wow.
It has to be you have to go 150%. Even if you're going like 90%, it still could be like ugh.
Yeah, and you gotta be talented and over the top. And if you're not talented, it's gotta be funny in some capacity. There's a lot of pressure for some sort of choreographed routine.
Yep.
I haven't seen anything lately that I've been like, ooh, I hate when people do that.
I really haven't either.
I think it's really up to the couple.
I also can't think of anything. Like I usually just have a good time when I go to a wedding.
Right. Like, that's another thing.
I'm not like, wow, what the fuck? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to think of anything that I'm like weird. Yeah. There's sometimes bad speeches, but that's just inevitable.
Right. Sometimes with the speech when someone's like tells a long story that no one cares, like a story from childhood that like only you two would find is funny, whatever. It's like I feel like you can keep those in. Only my dad is doing a speech, which is really funny because he brings it up every day and I can tell he's really nervous, but keeps telling me like it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, I'm not worried. I think you're telling me it's gonna be okay because you're the one who's worried.
Sometimes they have to, you gotta talk yourself into it. I think maybe also from going to so many weddings in a Catholic church and also just having any kind of like religious ceremony in the same realm of, for those of you who don't know me, it's just like you get the ick because you've just heard it so many times. I sometimes feel the same with, and I'm sure so many people out here and listening have used it or done it because it's by far the most popular. And I love it every time I hear it, but also I'm like, it's done every single time. Is it Corinthians? Love is patient, love is kind, love is it's just that reading I think is maybe it's got to be the most popular one done at every ceremony as far as like, cuz it's in the same world of, for those of you who don't know me, it's like you get annoyed by it because you've heard it 50 times.
Right.
But
I would say when the officiant would actually be the guy who I'd be most annoyed by, like if he's not like in the family or whoever he is, like if he's trying to like make the show about him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's that's a good one. That's a good one.
Sometimes they're good, but if they're not, it's just like, all right, man, just move it on.
No,
along.
In the realm of that, I've been to some where it's been very clear that the either priest or officiant doesn't know the couple at all.
Yeah,
like that's where I've been like, ooh, like they've maybe made comments. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, you spent 20 minutes with these people. You're trying to make it sound like you know them and you don't.
One more ick that I actually just thought of mine. The bridal party entrances.
Oh yeah.
Into which if it's just being announced, love it. Yeah, I want to know. Welcome. Let's throw our hands in the air and clap for the bridal party. The like, oh, I'm gonna fake throw you a football and like do the oh my god, like do the whole thing, like
yeah.
It's just
some of them
are creative and cute, and some of them it's like we've seen it before.
Yes, I get what you're saying. It's not that the whole idea of it is an ick. It's that it's just the same thing or done all the time.
Right, because you should welcome everybody into the party, and everybody should clap for the bride and groom and the parents and all that. But it's like the go along, I'm gonna fake pass you a football, and then it's gonna be my bouquet and the whole thing. Like it's like sometimes I just wish the bride and groom would tell their friends, like, don't worry about doing the entrances. Just get out there and say hi. Like, just like throw your hands in the air.
Right.
Like, you could just walk out and that's it.
Because a lot of times you're running with somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel has transitioned out a little bit too.
It has for sure.
I have not been to a lot of weddings where they've done that recently. It's been a couple of years, although I did go to one where, oh my God, they did it so well. Every pairing had like a full routine and it was top notch.
When it's done like that, it's spectacular. Yeah. I went to one last summer.
But it's awkward when everyone doesn't know what to do and they half-ass it.
I went to one last summer where they were coming downstairs.
Yeah.
And they did a little lift. Boom, fell flat on the face.
No.
And that is not an entrance you want to be a part of, okay? Also, the amount of entrances, because Matt has been in like 14 weddings at this point. Every single time he's about to do one of these, I can't help but make fun of him. I'm like, ooh, what are you going to do? A fake dribble?
Does he have a go-to?
No, I mean, he leaves it up to whoever the bride.
Put a shot up?
He says he always leaves it up to whatever bridesmaid he's walking out with. He lets them pick.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, she wants to do the toss. And I'm like, you got to do it. And I'm standing there just like waiting to make fun of him. I'm like, you got it. But I just can't. I can't wait to make fun of him when he gets back to his seat. Like, you did the toss again. Great job.
So funny.
Though that's one of them where it's like entrances are fine, but some of them are overdone.
Hi, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. This is Courtney from Boston. I'm calling because I have a friend of a friend, I'll say, a tangential friend who ended a friendship over baby names. So I want your opinion on this. I guess her best friend growing up, she told her for years, what she wanted to name her future baby that didn't exist yet. And come to find out, the friend stole the baby name and used it for her daughter when she had a kid before the other friend did. So I know this happens often, and I know, even amongst siblings, if there's a family name, this could happen. Is this something that you would qualify as a friendship ender for these two girls? They're no longer friends because of this. In my mind, I'm like, this can't be something that you're ending a friendship over. Just name your kids the same thing. What do you care? I don't know. What's your opinion on this? I'm curious to hear. Thanks. I'm a big fan.
I don't know if I'm ending the friendship, but I'm pissed off.
For sure.
I'm pissed off.
I agree. I don't think it's a friendship ender. I think it's something you can come back from.
Yeah.
But I think it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody forever that you love a name, you want to name your kid this, da-da-da-da-da, and they fucking steal it for you, there's a million names in the world. There's a million names in the world. Pick another name. If you were the first one to say that name, there are things that you can get the same of and copy. You can even name your kids the same thing.
Yeah.
If your friend names their child whatever.
It's like your best friend.
But if it's your best friend, but if say your friend names their child whatever, it's not your best friend, but it's a friend.
Yeah.
And you say, I really love that name. It's like, oh, name your whatever.
Totally.
You guys are well, sure, go for it. But if it's your best friend in the world and you've been talking about this name, that is weird behavior.
Yeah.
That's a little, I would never think about doing that.
Never.
Like you have said you want to name your child Francesca, your daughter. Yeah. Imagine I name my daughter Francesca. It would be,
that would be a beautiful ode to me.
It would be an honor. See, now no. Any other name you can say. Francesca's because that's her name.
I think
but you would be like,
yes. If
weird.
I had a name, like if I had a name that I had been telling you for years, that's on my, top of my list.
Right.
And you had a kid before me and you were like, this is her name. I'd be like, what the fuck?
I would be like,
change it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, let me see the birth certificate. Cross it out.
I want to know when
I would just be like,
out.
that's bizarre.
Like, did you tell her, like, I'm sure she didn't find out when it was born. Like, I'm sure she told her ahead of time. Does that change anything?
I don't know.
People don't.
Like, if they came to you being like, hey, I know that this was your name.
Well, that's almost even worse because then she's like, because if the friend is like, oh, okay, like she did it anyway. Yeah. It's not like, even if the friend was like, I don't
think it's a friendship ender, but it's definitely really weird behavior.
Yeah. It's like, of all things, you know that your best friend has had this name locked in for forever, and you just take it.
Yeah, that's just
I'm not going to lie. Did you guys see the clips of Caitlin Bristow talking about? Yes,
I was just going to bring that up.
I know. So Caitlin on her podcast said that that Jason had always known that Teddy was on the top of her list for a baby name, and that she always wanted to name her son Teddy or
Teddy,
yeah. But I was trying to think if it was, she just loved the name Teddy.
Yeah.
And Jason gets a new dog and names the dog Teddy, and people are picking her apart. They're saying this is so dramatic.
No.
This is like, oh, she needs to calm down. This is not a big deal. It's just a dog. Sorry. No, I'd be pissed too.
No, I'd be pissed too. Listen, there are some things that
makes it worse that it's a dog.
Right. I think it's bizarre. You can name your dog whatever you want. There's a million trillion other names. Name it fucking Fluffy. Whatever.
And what's even weirder is he put out.
But you know why he did? He's doing it to piss her off.
No, but he put out a weird. That's weird.
It's weird.
That's weird. That's weird behavior.
Petty,
to do it to
weird behavior.
It's weird. That's weird. I'm sorry. And he put out a public poll when he got the dog because he didn't have a name for the dog yet. He put out a public poll of like, hey, what should I name my dog? Everyone vote. What should I name my dog? And he still went with Teddy. And I'm sure people sent Teddy a lot, but it's like, oh, maybe go with pick number 2. I think that was his excuse to be like, well, the public said
the people
Teddy,
said Teddy,
so I'm gonna go Teddy.
The people wanted Teddy,
and then really bad names.
No,
so
right?
It had to be picked.
No, the people wanted Teddy. No, I think that's ridiculous. And there are other things that Caitlin said that I think it's fine to disagree with, the podcast thing, the gym thing with Sean, whatever.
Right.
But the name,
the name thing
Teddy
pissed me off.
Would be really bizarre to see from an ex.
This is like, and I'm. The caller is probably gonna be like, wow, they really disagree with me, but baby names are funky like that because you just have an idea. Like I have had an idea, and I'm not gonna say it, but I had like a not even close to me at all person just have a baby and use the name that I like. Yes. And I was like, I can't use it now. And Joe was like, what are you talking about? Like, of course you can use it now. And he's like, no, she's going to think I'm copying her.
What's the name?
I can't. I'm not saying because it's still in the running.
You can cut it out.
Oh, no, but I'll tell you after.
Okay. Now I want to know. But you could still use it.
Yeah. No, I know. But now I thought it was so fun. And now it just feels less unique. Because it felt like less popular. But now I'm like, is it going to, anyway. Baby names are weird.
They are. People get sensitive about them.
They do. And I'm sorry. If it was like you or Claire or somebody that I've known for like a really long time and they just were like, you know what? I'm naming my kid what you've been talking about naming your kid for. I'd be like, what the fuck?
That would be crazy. That would really be insane. It would be.
And it also, I think it's kind of weird if the friend's response is, hey, well, you can use the name too. It's like, fuck you, I guess.
No. I think that's weird.
Would you though? Like if your friend did that, you wouldn't name your kid. Because you don't want to have this. But if you're like, fuck you, we're not friends, then why not name it?
No, I would, because I don't want the story behind my kid's name to be something petty or whatever.
Yeah.
I would just be like, all right, we're time to move on to option number 2.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And it's like you're mad and you're probably mad for a little bit, but then you get over it and you name your kid something else and you move on. But you just like, if I have little Maddie and Rhea has little Maddie, sorry, I went with Matt's literal name, but it's like, we'd be like, oh, that's little Maddie Cahill and little Maddie Riley. Like, we have to like just throw their last names into it. Like, you know, you're gonna name the kids the same thing.
Yeah, damn.
We do too much together already. Imagine we named our children the same name.
Yeah, that would be out of control. No, that would be crazy. Damn.
Best friends can't do that.
No, they can't.
Hi, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. This is Kara from Newport Beach, California. Love your show. Love you guys. Highlight of my week.
Thanks.
My question for you is about Teresa Giudice and everything that's going on with her and Louis and his bankruptcy. Like, do we really think Teresa had no clue what was going on? Like, what are your guys' thoughts on their relationship, this dynamic, and now, like, her financial troubles all over again? I feel like there's no way she could have been ignorant again to all of this drama, but, you know, maybe she really was. So I just would love to hear your guys' opinions on this. Thanks so much. Love you guys so much. Bye.
I think she was. I think she lives in La La Land. I really do. Like, if you even not on the show, interviews, blah, blah, whatever, she seems very sweet, but she is like, I think she just is living in La La Land. I think she falls in love and she believes whatever these guys are telling her.
It seems like she doesn't communicate with her partners whatsoever in any capacity.
But
she just goes, he loves me, I love him.
Right, and I think she just goes with like whatever they... But like if Louis like, hey, babe, everything's fine, and you can talk to my guy, and what Louis' guy's going to say the same, you know, everything's fine.
I just don't know how I could believe it twice that she really has no idea. Maybe she plays the stupid act with some things, and she has something...
I don't know.
She has some idea with the money. Or is she that aloof? Is she that, you know, has no idea what's going on?
To be honest,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's even less her and more that I think that these guys are so shady behind the scenes that he's keeping shit a secret from everybody.
Yeah.
Where it's maybe she's not thinking that she needs to be digging into.
She's clearly not asking questions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She's not asking the right questions.
Right.
Because she keeps finding herself in these situations.
Yeah. It's just like when he goes to work, who knows what he's doing kind of thing. Like what other weird, shady business shit is he doing?
Might not even care.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point,
At
this point, I really feel like they're like, la la la, everything's fine. We'll figure it out. Missing out on a show that everyone is talking about isn't an option for us. We're constantly signing up for new streaming services, and then a few months later you realize, I've been paying for this service for way longer than I should have. You know, the show's already done. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going for ones you don't want anymore. Rocket Money can help you cancel them. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. It's so easy. I have signed up for so many things, so many trials that I've forgotten about, and Rocket Money will cancel them for you. So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/chicks today. That's rocketmoney.com/chicks. rocketmoney.com/chicks.
All right, let's do one last one.
Hi, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. My name's Ashton, and I'm from Illinois. Looking forward to JonasCon this weekend. Sky Stage is going to be awesome with Cito and the Bros.
It was epic.
My call is about this video I keep seeing on TikTok. Basically, it's asking what 5 drinks you would choose to be an endless spout on each of your fingers.
Ooh.
My 5 would probably be between Diet Dr. Pepper, Strawberry Acai, or however you say it, water to, exist, wine and apple juice maybe. If I could figure out a way for espresso to be coffee in the morning and a martini at night, that could make the list. What are your guys' 5 drinks? Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Is it bad that my mind immediately went to alcohol when she said that? My mind immediately was like, ooh, like a glass of red, like a dirty martini. Like I didn't even think. Like she said water, and I went, oh shit, water, huh? This is not an alcohol only question.
Mine went straight to Coca-Cola, which I'm not proud of either, honestly. I would say water, Arnold Palmer, like an iced tea lemonade.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. I'm gonna throw alcohol in there. I'll go red wine.
Yeah.
And then the last one is tough. I'll put espresso in there. Because I've been liking just a quick single shot of espresso in the mornings.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Wow, that's
so Italian of you.
It is. pretty Italian, but I just do it.
But I feel like, but then you only use that finger like
for a quick shot.
Like once a day.
Right, but I mean,
yeah, but you got to get the caffeine somewhere.
I'm not going to be drinking the Coca-Cola every day.
Yeah,
either,
yeah.
but
That's my
I would
problem.
like
I
it.
would get really.
I would
unhealthy.
do water, Arnold Palmer, Coca-Cola, red wine, and espresso.
I think I'm gonna get a little fancy. I'm gonna go with like a sparkling water with lemon.
Nice.
That's gonna be my water, but jazz it up a little bit so it's not just water. Diet Coke.
Yeah. Give me the hard stuff.
Yeah. I think I would just go unsweetened black iced tea. Dirty martini.
Already mixed.
Yeah, it's got
So
it.
not
Yeah.
vodka,
yeah.
just mixed.
I mean, it's a spout. So, right? Like,
It'll be mixed.
Blue
It's
cheese
pre-
olives come out of the finger.
yeah. Dirty martini.
That's the other hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Imagine that on the last two. I'm like, vodka,
garnishes.
olive juice. And the last one is tough. Because I'm torn between like champagne or like a rosé or a beer, honestly. Sometimes it's just a good old-fashioned beer.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, if you had Corona just in your hand.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go rosé.
Nice.
Cold.
It has to be cold.
Cold.
Oh, well, I'm hoping you can get the temperatures on them as well.
Yeah,
So
right.
the espresso
yeah.
has to be hot, and
Yeah.
I want the rest to be cold because I want a chilled red wine. I don't want it to be room temperature.
Yeah. Yep.
A chilled red, please.
Yep, that's mine.
How about you, Noah?
I would make one of them probably red Gatorade.
That's solid.
I think one of them water. That would be so
electrolytes.
nice to just like wake up in the middle of the night, like just
You're
suck
thirsty.
your thumb.
Oh my God, yeah. That's why the thumb would be water. I agree.
Yeah. I think one would be old fashioned.
Mm.
So that's 3. Dirty martini, honestly, I would. But
when you're feeling fancy, you got to be able to pull out something, you know?
yeah. And then I would do
It's basically
just because I had it the other day at the movie theater. I would do like a root beer. Nice root beer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love a good root beer, but I just don't think I drink it enough that it would go on the hand.
Go on the finger, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But why don't you?
Now
drink
I'm
it?
looking
See,
at my
like, there's certain sodas where you're like, why don't I always have it? Why don't I have Dr. Pepper more?
My guilty
beer more.
pleasure soda is an orange soda. I fucking love orange soda.
Yeah.
Every time I have Chinese food, I have an orange soda.
I
with
love
it.
a great,
Yeah.
great
Root
soda.
beer is a lot of sugar.
But if you have here's the thing, it's like everyone's like Diet Coke. That's the most popular drink. Why not Diet Dr. Pepper? Like
I love Diet Dr. Pepper.
yeah.
Fair. I don't like. I mean, I prefer a Diet Coke over.
I
Dr.
love
I
Diet
prefer
Dr.
Coke
Pepper.
over Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my! Now I'm looking at my fingers differently, and I'm like, give it to me, give it to me.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up the voicemails. Once again, if you want to call in with your hot takes, your questions, you want to talk pop culture, really whatever you want to talk about, call in at 914-297-7089, and we'll be taking your questions every single Wednesday on the Pop Corner. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys. Obviously, thanks for listening to the best show on earth, as usual. Love you so much, and we'll talk to you on Friday.